Someone very close to you is getting ready to say goodbye, like a real and final goodbye. They're moving towards leaving your life. My dear friend, if you believe there are unseen angels around, or if you sometimes feel the universe guiding you, please listen to this message. Really take it in, listen to the whole thing, and let the words sink deep into your spirit. An angel says this is a super important message, specifically for you today. Don't ignore it, and don't push away that feeling inside you that connects with these words. Pay close attention, because this is tied to your path forward. It's like the wind itself, which carries old secrets, has whispered your name through time, weaving you into the big picture of life. It feels like the vast sky above has subtly shifted, moving the stars we know into new patterns we haven't seen before, changing the map up there. This is happening because the time has definitely come for something fundamental in your life structure to change forever. Someone you truly thought would always be there, always close, someone whose energy felt like it danced right alongside your own heartbeat, is now quietly but firmly getting ready to walk a different path than yours. This isn't the kind of quick "see you later" said during a fight or when things are temporarily weird. No, this is a deeper kind of farewell, like a song in the universe reaching its natural end, causing big shifts that affect you personally. It means a really important connection is being carefully, intentionally cut from the complex pattern of your life. A connection that once brought light, echoed with shared laughter, and was tied up with precious, irreplaceable parts of your soul. You've felt this coming, haven't you? Deep down, you sense this quiet but major change. In those quiet moments, when the world gets noisy and your spirit starts to ache with a sadness you can't quite name, a bluesy feeling without a clear cause, you knew. Maybe you noticed it in the way they've started looking at you lately, almost like they're trying to memorize your face one last, meaningful time. Maybe you caught hints of it in their longer pauses during talks, in the slight but growing distance they keep, both physically and emotionally. You might have sensed it in the weight of words they seem to be struggling to say, words they can't find the courage or the right time to let out yet. Words that mean an ending is here. Something undeniable has changed in their silence, a shift you can feel even without words. And yet, so gently, so slowly, almost without thinking, you've been trying hard to tell yourself it's nothing, just a mood or a misunderstanding. You've told yourself that everything is basically the same, that the foundation is still solid. You've tried to believe that people, especially those so tangled up in our lives, don't just drift away like clouds from the very life they once brought so much meaning and goodness to. But the time has truly come, the moment decided by fate, and it's written down clearly on heaven's calendar. The goodbye isn't just a maybe someday thing anymore. It's actively happening now, maybe slowly, but it's absolutely certain, like twilight wrapping around the sun as it sets, changing the light, changing how everything looks. You need to know this truth, not to make you panic or try desperately to hold on tighter, but to get your heart and spirit ready. Not so you can chase after them, begging or bargaining, but so you can start to understand the deep truth that some chapters in life, no matter how beautiful, don't last forever, exactly because they were never meant to. There's a reason for everyone who comes into our lives, and there's deep meaning in every exit, even the ones that hurt badly. But oh, it hurts so much when you're the one left standing on the shore, watching the ship sail away. When the smile you loved, the one that lit up your world, slowly turns into a precious memory instead of something you see right now. When the voice you couldn't wait to hear, the sound that brought comfort or excitement, gradually becomes a fading echo in a hallway that feels colder and emptier every hour. They are thinking about you right now, this very second, but importantly, not like they used to. Not with shared hopes for the future, but with a gentle, maybe sad, fondness for what was for a chapter they know is closing. They are carefully gathering the memories of your shared history, the big and small moments, and putting them gently into a secret, locked box in their heart, knowing, with a heavy sense of finality, that they're about to close that door forever. This departure isn't happening because you've failed them in some big way, or because you're not worthy of love or commitment. Please know that. It's happening because something deep inside their soul, maybe a current even they can't see, has chosen a different direction, a separate path. It's like a new door has opened up somewhere else for them, and the pull towards that door, whether they understand it or not, is just too strong to ignore anymore. They truly wish you knew how incredibly hard this decision is for them, the inner struggle it's causing. They aren't walking away without crying their own tears, maybe in private moments you'll never see. They aren't saying goodbye without a heavy heart, feeling the weight of the connection they're choosing to break. But in the end, they believe, for reasons maybe even they don't fully get, that it has to be done. And they are waiting, building up strength, looking for the right moment, the least painful way to finally tell you. That moment, dear soul, is almost here. The imaginary hourglass, tracking this change, is almost empty, the last grains of sand about to fall. And you, dear friend, you deserve to hear this truth, to be warned before it hits you suddenly, catching you totally off guard and making the shock even worse. This is a very important message for you today, meant to prepare your spirit. Don't ignore it. Let it really sink in. They've already mentally practiced what they're going to say, maybe countless times. They've tried rewriting the script in their head 100 times, desperately hoping to find words that are gentle enough, kind enough, that won't completely shatter you when you hear them. But the harsh truth is, there are no words gentle enough to stop a heart from breaking when it deeply loves someone who no longer wants or feels able to stay. So for now, they stay quiet, maybe hoping against hope that something might magically change, that things might shift, even though deep down, the choice has already been made inside them. But here's the crucial truth you need to hold on to: your anchor in this storm. You are not being abandoned by the universe itself. You are being strategically moved into position for something new. The actual absence of this person, though incredibly painful, will strangely create vital space in your life. Space for something maybe greater, more fitting, more fulfilling to come in. Their goodbye, like a sculptor taking away stone, will carve out room for a new kind of presence, one that eventually heals instead of haunts, one that builds you up instead of breaking you down. You're not being erased or told you don't matter. You are being carefully prepared for a deeper, more connected love, one that won't hesitate, one that will choose to stay, one that matches the commitment you offer. And oh, how deeply, how truly you deserve a love that stays, a love that chooses you every single day, a love that faces storms right alongside you. They will probably break the news with a forced softness in their voice, maybe a quiet sadness. They might reach out to hold your hand as a sign of lingering affection, or they might find it too hard and avoid looking you in the eye, unable to watch the pain their words cause. They'll likely say things like, "I'll always care about you deeply," or "You'll always mean something incredibly important to me." And in their own way, at that moment, they probably will mean it. But these words, no matter how sincere, won't make the leaving any easier to handle. The basic reality stays the same. You will walk away from that conversation, whenever it happens, with 1,000 unspoken words weighing heavily on your chest, questions you didn't ask, feelings you didn't express. You will definitely try to make sense of what just happened, to find some logic in the emotional storm. You'll replay the past over and over in your mind, searching hard for the exact moment things subtly changed, the turning point you might have missed. But listen carefully. You must not lose yourself completely in the maze of trying to understand someone who has already firmly decided to leave. You must not, under any circumstances, connect your basic worth, your value as a person, to someone else's very personal decision to go. Their leaving is about their path, their choices, their limitations. It is not a judgment on how lovable you are. You're not inherently hard to love. You're not being picked out for punishment by fate or the universe. You're not suffering under some old curse. You are sacred. You are worthy just as you are. You are still held, cradled in the hands of something bigger than this one relationship. You are still chosen, destined for something uniquely beautiful, even if this person who is leaving can't see it anymore. Heaven still sees you. The divine source, God, still sees your light, your value, your potential. Not just once more, not whispered hesitantly again and again, but once clearly with authority and deep tenderness. Understand this. This goodbye that's coming is not your ultimate end. It is not the final chapter of your story. This heartbreak, no matter how devastating it feels right now, will not kill your destiny or stop your potential for joy and fulfillment. Actually, you're about to become someone new because of this experience. You are on the edge of finding something precious within yourself, or attracting something wonderful into your life that you probably never would have reached or discovered if they had stayed exactly as things were. It absolutely doesn't feel like it right now, lost in the feeling of expecting grief or the immediate shock. But soon, maybe sooner than you think, you will breathe again, fully and deeply, without this pain tightening your chest. Do not ignore this message. It feels urgent because it is. It was written, you could say, with tears of empathy and carried carefully on the winds of intuition specifically to reach you at this crucial time. You were meant to see this. You were meant to feel these words wrap around your spirit like a warm, protective blanket on the coldest, loneliest night. You were meant to be gently but firmly reminded that not all loss means total destruction. Sometimes, loss is actually redirection wearing a disguise. And sometimes, being left behind, strangely enough, is the very start of being led forward onto a path better suited for your soul's growth. If you feel moved to donate or show your appreciation for this guidance, you could give a super thanks, maybe up to $100, as a way of exchanging energy. The person who is about to leave you, the one on your mind, has already started saying goodbye deep down in their soul. They've already taken significant steps back, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. The physical act of saying goodbye, the spoken words, or the final action, is just the last, fading echo of a process that has already mostly happened behind the scenes, in the unseen places of their heart and mind. But you, yes you, reading this message, you have been chosen not to crumble, but to rise from this experience, changed and stronger. And you will. You will find the grace within you to let them go. Let them leave with some peace, releasing them from any energetic ties of anger or desperation. Hold your heart gently as it breaks, acknowledging the pain without judging it. And then, importantly, hold it again, just as gently as it surely begins to heal piece by piece. You will survive this. You will get through this difficult time. And more than just surviving, you will likely be surprised, even amazed, by how much unexpected beauty is still waiting for you on the other side of this ending, this seeming closure. And there absolutely is beauty coming. There is deep healing coming. There is a brand new chapter being written for you already, even now, in invisible ink. A chapter where you're no longer desperately trying to hold on to someone who is already looking away, dreaming of a different view, but instead, a chapter where you're embracing someone or something, maybe even a deeper connection with yourself, that is running enthusiastically toward you with open arms, eager to meet you right where you are. This is a very important message for you today. Do not ignore it. Pay attention to the wisdom in this message. This person is getting ready to say goodbye to you forever, and the energy seems to be gathering around this date. The date is May 17th. When that specific date comes, or when the finality becomes clear around that time, resist the urge to beg them to stay. Do not make yourself smaller, compromise your values, or dim your light in a desperate attempt to be chosen again by someone who is actively choosing to leave. Instead, consciously choose to rise. Breathe deeply, grounding yourself in this present moment. Cry if you need to. Let the tears cleanse and release the pain, but then firmly rise. Stand tall in your built-in worth. You are still destined for great things. You are still protected by forces you can see and those you can't. You are still a miracle happening, a unique expression of life itself. And one day, looking back, maybe not too long from now, you will see this painful moment with new clarity and realize that the person who walked away accidentally made essential space for someone far better suited to your journey, someone much more aligned with your soul's true desires to enter your life. You will come to understand, with deep certainty, that losing them was not the tragic end of love in your life. Rather, it was the necessary, even if painful, beginning of discovering the kind of love that never leaves, the kind that lasts, the kind that treasures you completely. This message is definitely for you. Something sacred, something powerful, is moving in the unseen world around you. A significant whisper is being sent on the winds of change, carrying this specific information. And it is absolutely not just a coincidence that your soul, your intuition, has been gently guided here to this very moment to read and absorb these words. You may not understand the whole picture, the detailed why of everything just yet, but rest assured, the heavens know the grand plan. You might be asking yourself lately why your heart feels unusually heavy, weighed down by a sadness you can't quite define. Why your chest physically tightens sometimes when you think about someone who once felt like the safest place, like home. There is a deep reason for these feelings, and your spirit, your inner knowing, already recognizes it, even before your thinking mind can fully form the worried question. That person, yes, that specific one you keep thinking about, the one you once felt was your perfect reflection, showing you your best self, and your guiding light in tough times, is indeed preparing to say farewell to you forever, with the energy building towards this date. The date is marked, you could say, in the subtle world of eternity, and has been whispered in the divine meeting rooms of heaven as a point of major transition. The date is coming closer. And no, let's be crystal clear. It is not meant to destroy you, to leave you broken beyond fixing. It is meant, instead, to wake you up more fully to your own strength, resilience, and path. The goodbye that is coming, while painful, is not designed to be your final end, but rather your necessary beginning, a spark for deep growth. The person who once held your hand gently in life's quiet moments, the person who laughed fully with you, who dreamed big dreams alongside you, who saw the fractured pieces of your soul and still called you beautiful even when you felt broken. That very person is now quietly, inside themselves, gathering the huge courage needed to finally say the words they likely never thought they'd have to say to you, goodbye. They're not doing this mainly to hurt you, though pain might be an unavoidable result. They're doing it because their own spirit feels an undeniable pull somewhere else, a call to a different shore, and they find they cannot honestly carry the weight of a connection they no longer fully understand or feel right about. You were their comfort, no doubt. You were perhaps their sunshine, bringing light after dark. But something fundamental in the landscape of their heart has shifted, like giant plates moving under the Earth's surface. And now, they find themselves standing at the edge of their own life, looking out over the vast, unknown waters, internally debating, deciding whether to stay tied up in the familiar harbor with you or to finally set sail towards a new, unknown destination. They probably believe you don't see this internal battle, this slow pulling away. But your spirit, always sharp, has known for some time. That's exactly why you've been feeling restless, especially at night when distractions fade. That's why certain songs suddenly bring up a specific, sharp ache inside you. That's why you've maybe been dreaming lately about talks left unfinished, about unspoken tensions hanging heavy in the air. It's not just random mental noise. It's your intuition giving you a heads up, your soul preparing you. This foresight isn't meant to punish you with anxiety. This is to prepare you, to soften the blow, to empower you. Because something truly greater, more aligned with your highest good, is indeed coming your way. The farewell you are about to witness or fully realize is not ultimately a closing down. It is in a larger cosmic sense, an opening to a promise of deeper fulfillment, a destiny that might have been put on hold by this situation, but was never truly taken away from you. Sometimes people walk away from our lives not because we are unworthy or lacking, but simply because the specific season they were meant to be in our life story has reached its natural end. It doesn't automatically make them bad people, nor does it lessen the love that was shared. It just means the script of your shared journey has reached the final chapter where they play a main part. This message hits home for you because heaven, the universe, divine intelligence, whatever name you use, wants you to know, deep in your core, that the love you gave so freely, the energy you invested, was not wasted. It mattered. It added to the beauty of life. You may never get the clear apology you feel you deserve for how things end or fade. You may never hear the words, "I'm truly sorry I left," or "am leaving," without fully explaining why. But understand this: the heavens carefully note your silent tears. The angels, metaphorically speaking, write down your heartfelt prayers in shimmering golden ink. You are absolutely not alone in navigating this change. There was definitely a time when this person sincerely thought they could never live without you, that you were essential to their happiness. But life naturally changes. People evolve, shift, and grow in unexpected ways. They carry silent burdens, internal struggles, and unspoken fears they don't know how to share. And because of that, some goodbyes are not loud, dramatic fights. They arrive quietly, hidden in silence, showing up through slower replies to messages, through forgotten birthdays or important dates, through eyes that no longer sparkle with the same recognition or joy when they look at you. But you, beloved soul reading this, you are absolutely meant for more than a love that fades silently away. There's a vibrant garden blooming for you just beyond this current emotional dry spell. And though you might feel like you are walking through the painful valley of parting right now, know that you are not forgotten or abandoned. A guiding, protective divine hand remains steadily over your life. This person is preparing to say farewell, and they will likely do so without much drama or fuss. They probably won't make a huge scene. They may not even write a long letter explaining everything. They will simply fade, letting the connection weaken until it dissolves. And the date marking this energetic shift is drawing near. It will likely feel sudden when the finality hits, but the truth is, it has been coming for quite a while under the surface. And when it happens, when the departure is complete, the very skies might feel like they shift around you. You may initially feel lost, like you've been left behind on a lonely shore. But in reality, you've been perfectly positioned for growth, for a necessary climb to a new level of being and connecting with others. The pain will inevitably rise like a powerful wave inside you. You will remember everything: the laughter, the tears, the promises, the shared secrets, the intimate talks whispered late at night, the specific hopes you grew together, the places you visited that now hold bittersweet memories, the easy laughter you once shared when life felt simpler, lighter. You will desperately want to reach out, to close the gap, to understand. You may even relentlessly question yourself. Was it my fault? Did I do something wrong? Could I have stopped this? But please hear this, no. Your heart gave all it could honestly give based on who you were then. You loved them, maybe even with silent prayers for their well-being that they never even knew about. You may have forgiven them silently for hurts, big or small, along the way. You likely whispered their name in your quiet prayers, asking for light and guidance to find them. That is not failure. That, dear one, is the essence of love. This person doesn't hate you. Their leaving isn't meant to be mean. But their spirit, it seems, has grown tired of pretending, of keeping up a connection that no longer feels real or sustainable for them. They are likely trying, in their own way, to make peace with internal conflicts or regrets they never felt they could talk to you about. They might be haunted by choices made or paths not taken, things they never told you. And so, their upcoming goodbye is not just a farewell to you. It is also, perhaps more importantly, a farewell to the part of themselves they can no longer comfortably look at when they see their reflection in your presence. You might ask, heartbroken, but if they loved me, truly loved me, why would they leave? The answer, frustratingly, is often hidden within the complex, often hard to understand mystery of divine timing and individual soul journeys. Some hearts, sadly, are not strong enough, or maybe not ready, to stay through certain challenges or changes. And some souls simply need to wander, to explore different paths, perhaps only to find out, much later, that what they truly needed all along was the very thing they walked away from. And if they ever do come back, understand that they will come back different. But importantly, you will be different too. Between this moment now and the date that signals the farewell, your heart will likely continue to ache sometimes, or maybe all the time. Your mind will probably replay memories like old movies flickering, searching for clues, for comfort, for closure. You will feel a confusing mix of hope still hanging on, tangled up with the heavy weight of expecting grief. You may instinctively want to hold on tighter, to fight against the unavoidable pull of separation. But listen closely to the deeper wisdom inside you. Something genuinely greater is being carefully written into the story of your life. This ending, however painful, is the fertile ground for your brand new beginning. You are not being rejected in a way that defines your worth. You are being divinely redirected towards a future that holds more real joy and alignment for you. This farewell, when you look back, will be seen as the event that opened crucial doors you didn't even know were there. It will ultimately lead you to people who speak your soul's language easily, who see your built-in worth without needing constant explanation or proof. You were never meant to beg for love, acceptance, or commitment. And this coming goodbye, in its own tough way, will serve as a powerful reminder of your inherent value and your right to be fully cherished. You've perhaps spent so long pouring your energy, your love, your support into people or situations that only took from you, leaving you feeling drained. You've possibly been the steady rock for others while your own soul felt like it was quietly drowning under the surface. But no more. This change marks an end to that pattern. You are being called higher, to a more give and take, balanced, and fulfilling way of being and loving. And sometimes, moving up requires separation. This is not divine cruelty. This is divine clarity. It is not punishment. It is deep purpose unfolding. In the days and weeks ahead, leading up to and around the specified date, you may sense further shifts in communication. Fewer calls started by them, colder or shorter replies when you reach out, more often missed moments or canceled plans. These are real signs. Do not ignore them or explain them away too easily. The date is drawing near. It's not meant to be a date you dread. It's a date to be prepared for, emotionally and spiritually. You have the inner strength you need to face it with dignity. You have the unquenchable light inside you needed to rise from the ashes of this ending. That person you're thinking about right now, the focus of this message, is about to make a decision or act on a decision already made that will fundamentally change the way your daily life looks and feels. They may not say it directly in a clear, confrontational way, but their silence, their actions, or their pulling away will eventually say enough. You will feel it echo deep inside you. A soul inherently knows when it is being let go of by another. But remember this fundamental truth. What is genuinely meant for you, what truly belongs in your destiny, will never require desperate chasing, pleading, or abandoning yourself. What has your name written on it in the books of heaven cannot ultimately be lost to you. This message is being whispered urgently into your heart now, through these words, so that you do not completely fall apart when a moment of finality arrives. This person is preparing to walk away, not because they actively want to cause you pain, but largely because they can no longer honestly carry a connection they don't fully understand or feel capable of keeping up. In many ways, you are likely a blessing in their life, but blessings, unfortunately, are often not fully recognized or appreciated until they are gone. Let them go if they must. Release them with grace and trust, with solid faith, that what you see as loss in this current season, God, the universe, the source of everything, will eventually replace with something even better, with greater joy, deep clarity, and a deeper, more resilient love than you've known before. The night they leave, or the night the finality truly sinks in, you may cry buckets. You may sit in stunned silence, wondering endlessly what happened, where it all went wrong. But by morning, or soon after, something sacred within you will begin to shift. The deep peace you've perhaps been praying for, maybe without even realizing it, will begin to gently visit your heart, filling the empty spaces. You'll find yourself breathing just a little bit lighter, the heavy weight slightly lifted. The absence, which initially felt like a huge wound, will slowly begin to feel like potentially fertile ground for new things, for growth, for rediscovering yourself. And slowly, gradually, like the sun coming up, light will return to your inner world. You are not ultimately losing. You're being freed. Freed from uncertainty. Freed from trying so hard. Freed perhaps from a connection that had run its course. You are not abandoned by the forces that guide the universe. You are being strategically positioned for your next chapter. Love will find you again. Be certain of that. But this time, it will likely be the kind that stays. The kind that actively builds a future with you. The kind that protects your heart. The kind that communicates with brave honesty. The kind that doesn't silently prepare a farewell, but joyfully plans forever with you. The date is coming. Don't fear it. Embrace the change it represents. It's not your end. It's your profound rebirth. What breaks your heart open now will strangely build you stronger soon. What leaves your life now is simply making necessary room for what will bless you beyond measure in the future. You were never meant to be forgotten or overlooked. You are divinely remembered, cherished, and seen. And every single tear you cry in this process is not wasted. It is sacred water, feeding the soil for the future joy that is already rushing toward you, even if you cannot see it yet. One day, believe it, you will look back and perhaps even silently thank this person for the goodbye. One day, with a clear view of hindsight, you will realize that this painful farewell was actually the crucial trigger, the necessary beginning of your soul's true path and deepest fulfillment. You will meet people who don't just take from your energy, but joyfully give back. Who don't just stay stuck beside you, but actively grow with you. Who don't just love the idea of you, but truly understand the depths of you. Until then, let this message be your steady comfort. You are not being left behind in any final sense. You are being powerfully called forward. Your brightest future is not behind you in the past with them. It is ahead of you, bright, full, sacred, and waiting for your arrival. And nothing, no person, no single moment of pain, no difficult goodbye, can ultimately stop what is divinely, absolutely yours. So take a deep, centering breath. Gently wipe your tears, knowing they are valid. Lift your head high, taking back your power. Something truly beautiful is shimmering on the horizon, waiting for you. And even if this person says goodbye forever, know that it will only mark the precise moment that heaven said a definite yes to something infinitely better aligned with your soul's journey. This is your moment to consciously release what is leaving and bravely rise into what is coming. Let the date come. Let the silence fall if it must. Let the tears drop and cleanse. But do not, for 1 second, forget that you are not alone. Something greater, more magnificent, is being written in your name. And when it is fully revealed, you will understand, with deep gratitude, exactly why this goodbye had to happen. May you feel unexpected peace while you wait. May you discover surprising strength in the sadness. And may love, true and lasting love, find you again. This time, with no more goodbyes, only forever. This person is getting ready to say goodbye to you forever, and the energy seems focused around this date. The date is closer than you might think, a doorway approaching. Their footsteps, though maybe silent to your ears, echo in the quiet realm. Their heart, in quiet moments, is already whispering the hard words of goodbye. And yet, you feel it deep in your bones, don't you? That strange, unsettling stillness that sometimes hangs in the air, the almost tiny pause before they speak, the sudden, unexplainable shift in the warmth of their affection. You sense something vital is fading, pulling back like the ocean tide. Something that was once filled with bright color and cozy warmth is now slowly, undeniably pulling away behind a see-through curtain of distance. You feel it strongly in the very energy around them, a definite shift. They are packing up shared memories inside their soul, carefully folding precious moments like favorite clothes into invisible bags, getting ready for a journey away from you. And perhaps you didn't consciously know the details until now, but your spirit, your intuition, already does. This message reaching you now isn't meant to scare you or cause extra worry, but rather to gently wake up that deep knowing inside you. The knowing that God, the divine source, has already walked ahead of you on this difficult path, preparing the way. God will be with you through every step of this change. Rest assured in this deep truth, nothing will ultimately go wrong with you. You're fundamentally safe, held within a larger divine hug. You just have to consciously choose to trust God or the universe's wisdom and continue to pray, to connect with that source of strength within and around you. Remember always, what is genuinely meant for you, destined for your highest good, will definitely stay or find its way back in the right way and at the right time. And what leaves you now is not leaving you empty or less valuable in the big picture. It is simply purposefully making essential space for something far more aligned with your unique divine journey, something that resonates more deeply with the person you are becoming. This person's upcoming goodbye is not the final word, not the end of your story. It's a crucial redirection, a course correction plan for your benefit. They're not disappearing from your life without a higher purpose involved. God has seen the nights they too might have cried silently, wrestling with their decision. God has witnessed the confusion they couldn't put into words, the love they genuinely tried to carry, but for their own reasons and limits, couldn't hold on to anymore in the same way. And God has seen your heart too, with endless compassion. The nights you stayed up late, wondering anxiously if you still mattered, if the connection was still sacred and worth fighting for, if it could possibly be saved. But sometimes, souls must part ways, not because of hatred or a total lack of love, but because their next essential chapters simply cannot be written together with the same ink on the same page. The date mentioned isn't just a random point in time. It represents a crossing point, a significant divine shift in the energy surrounding your life path. And as they prepare inside and out to say their farewell, know that heaven, the universe, is at the same time preparing something magnificent for you in the background. Something maybe currently hidden from view. Something higher, something holier, something that only the quiet space created by their absence could fully open your heart to receive. Because it is often in the absence of familiar voices that you will hear God's guidance louder and clearer. It is often in the silence left by departure that you will feel God's presence nearer, more real. And within the seeming pain of the goodbye, if you listen closely, you might hear the divine whisper, "I am not taking love away from you, my child. I am planting the seeds for an even deeper, more authentic love to grow within and around you." This message delivered to you now may sting at first, like medicine on a cut, but it carries sacred, healing truth. Love doesn't always show up in the specific way you expect or want. Sometimes, the most powerfully loving thing God does is not to force someone to stay in your life forever against their own soul's current, but rather to allow their exit, however painful, to ultimately set you free. Free from lingering confusion and doubt. Free from the exhausting cycle of waiting and wondering. Free from pouring your precious energy into watering a seed that, despite your best efforts, was never meant to grow into the tree of forever with them. And yet, acknowledge that it was love in its own way. It was real for a time, just not forever in human terms. But it served its holy purpose in both of your lives. Finally, God is gently showing the truth, bringing it into the light. This person is preparing to say farewell to you forever, with the energetic focus building around this date. The date is spiritually circled, marked on heaven's calendars. God saw this change coming long before you ever consciously felt the subtle shift begin. And God wants you to know this, to hold this truth close. Don't wear yourself out running after what is already definitely walking away. Don't lower yourself by chasing what is actively choosing to go in another direction. There is immense healing power available in acceptance. There is deep peace to be found in the brave act of letting go, especially when you realize, with growing faith, that God has already prepared something far better, more suitable, more joyful for you up ahead. Even if you absolutely cannot see it or imagine it yet. What you're about to walk through might feel intensely like loss on the surface, and the grief is real and okay. But on a deeper, spiritual level, it is truly a form of being set free. Set free from a connection that had reached its natural end. Set free into a new phase of your own becoming. One day, with the perspective of time, you will look back and realize you were being protected, guided, and ultimately blessed through this difficult time. You will see the hidden grace woven into the fabric of their exit. You will understand the deeper truth behind the farewell. Their departure is not your defeat. It is your release. A release from the burden of trying to be enough for someone who had already, inside, decided to leave. Amen.